Okay, so I'm going to be doing more Alola Dex completion. Let's see if we can finish the MeleMele Dex by today. And I realized I have some Pokemon in the Pokebank that will really help out because I caught a few Love Disc when I was trying to get some Heart Scales. Even though I know you can use Thief, I still caught some Love Disc. And that's going to be one of the Pokemon that I actually don't have in my Sun and Moon version. So I also put in the top right corner all of the Pokemon that I had at the start of this video. And hopefully we can get a lot of these done. I think Mismagius might be a bit of a problem, and same with the Mandibuzz. But other than that, I think the rest of this can be doable. So that's why I have my Pokebank open right now, which means I need to hit the start button, change the colors, and boom. That's going to help us out quite a bit. And let's also line up the correct box as well. Boom. Just like that. So these Pokemon on the bottom are going to be ones I'm going to try to trade off for. Now what I was thinking is, if I went to the Pokemon GTS, I could probably trade a Machoke for a Machoke and give him a Champ. Same for the Boldore. So Pokemon that are able to be obtained by trading, I might be able to cheese out that way. I'm trying to think ahead as well. Maybe Magnezone will trade for a Slowking. And if I can get a Haunter by leveling up this Ghastly, then I can get Gengar that way. So could be doable. And then let's go and save this and hop into our Pokemon Moon version and try to get some other Pokemon, because I kind of have a route mapped for the first couple minutes of this episode at least, so we have some organization before it spirals into chaos. Okay, so we are on the GTS right now, and like I said, I was going to try to see if I can cheese out a Slowking or something like that. And I do know that a lot of comments on the last video just said, oh, go use the GTS or like Wonder Trade until you get a lot of the Pokemon. And honestly, I think that that's kind of cheaty. It takes all the fun out of it if you're just like, oh, look for Pokemon GTS, try to go for those trades or something like that. So I don't want to make that the focus, but I want to make the GTS for trade-only Pokemon. That way, at least, that kind of speeds up the whole trading aspect behind it. So Pokemon wanted, I don't even think I have Slowking, so I'm just going to go and search for it by name. And yeah, like, I don't think that it's really a valid thing to say, like, oh, this is stupid because you could just use GTS. But that really takes away from the spirit of completing the dex, honestly. So let's go and do Slowking right here. And maybe Magnezone is worth the King's Rock plus a Slowpoke. You never know. Like, Magnezone... Oh god, I need to take it down now because my Magnezone has Lucky Egg. Okay, that would not be a worth trade if I lost my Lucky Egg for a Slowking just to complete the dex. We need to pull him out immediately. And, like, it's early in the morning. We'll be fine. Everything's fine. Okay, what the hell is wrong with people? We have people that are wasting their GTS slot, trading Machoke, and asking for a level 1 to 10 Machoke. That's just being a scumbag right there. Just, if you're going to trade Machokes, don't have any kind of level cap. Like this guy, trading a level 48 Machoke for a level 41 to 50, that kind of makes it a little more challenging. Like, I can't trade that one because my Machoke is level 100, because I maxed it out before, Pokemon Sun and Moon. Like, wouldn't you rather have a level 100 Machamp instead of a level 40 through something? And I don't think, like, any of the Pokemon, I don't have any viable ones, so that really is annoying that people want to be that much scumbags. Well, I'm going to try on the Boldore then. That's somewhere in this alphabetical thing. So maybe people will just want to go for the Boldore, and maybe I'll be able to dig through and find a Machoke. But come on, guys. There we go. Boldore, Annie. This chick from South Korea is like my new best friend right now, because they aren't jerks. They know what needs to be done for dex completion. And that means now we have a Gigalith. Okay, so Gigalith down. I need to get a Haunter, which is why I have Ghastly in my party currently, because then I can get Ghastly up into Haunter, trade that for Haunter, end up with a Gengar. Good. Ended up putting out the Persian, because Persian still level up through happiness. Maybe that'll end up with a Slowking at some point. But yeah, that's going to be a nice little trade right there with the Boldore. And if it wasn't for the Machamp, I think everything else is pretty quick to do, because we just got the Love Disc through the Pokemon Bank. And like I said, I have some plans, so let's go and watch these plans play out now that everything's pretty solid right now. There we go. It looks like a shine, like just a shining beam of hope was cast upon me for this, with hope for the community, that maybe the Pokemon community can not be super scummy all of the time, and we ended up with a Machoke for Machoke, and now we have two happy kids with a Machamp. Is it so hard to ask for? Alright, so another Pokemon down. We can get this completion out of the way. And also while on the GTS, I swapped a spare Rowlet for a Litten, so now we can go and get all of these guys leveled up and ready to get their evolutionary forms as well. And now it's time for an actual, like, Let's Play start that isn't super ADHD jump cuts in the beginning. I wanted to check out if we had our rare candy respawn, but we did not. However, that's not really the biggest thing that this episode hinged on. That would kind of be sad if it was. So what we can do is we can go to the... Actually, I was just thinking we go Route 2 because there's that Pokemon that charges you. It has a very high chance of being a Makuhita. So that's kind of my role right now for the Makuhita. I think I might have had one in like Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, but I ended up not going for it. And I don't remember if Makuhita actually has like a chance of being a not Pokemon that does it. But what I know is that if I don't get a wild encounter right there, that Pokemon charges me was probably going to be a Makuhita. So that's a quick ball right there. Also, I don't have Crabominable, but I do have Crabrawler caught. However, I do need to catch another Crabrawler because my only Crabrawler is shiny. That was what I got from the mechanical thing that I had, the Game Pro. Yeah, the Game Pro is how I end up getting a shiny Crabrawler, and I like it more than the Crabominable. So I don't want to, I don't want to do that for the sake. Actually, it might be worth it though because having a shiny for the first Pokedex entry would be pretty cool. So I might just do that for the Crabominable. However, that's technically on one of the other islands. I might complete that when I do that. I was just thinking, okay, getting some other Pokemon and evolutions and stuff set up. And then we need to work on the box. However, that was a Yungoos and not a Makuhita. So what I'm wondering is, does this refresh every time like you fly to the route? So let me go to the Howoli City Shopping District and run in. Like, I don't know. I think those wild encounters, just like this special fishing spots, wherever you leave the area and come back, it should refresh. So that should be a pretty effective way of getting the Makuhita. I'm going to try one more time. If not, I'm just going to like save it for the end of the video because I also have a lot. Like, most of this is just leveling up Pokemon. And unfortunately, I don't have a Corsola, even after I did the guide on how to get a Corsola. I should have just caught it. But, and like, I didn't even, like, need the Marini either. I just want to show you guys how to do it. So that's something. We have the Bagon. We need a Shelter. I think I caught a Mankey at some point, but I can't, like, I don't know what happened to that Mankey. I think I used it in the Pokemon Bank. So we have a lot of Pokemon to level up. And then, I didn't even know you could get Barboach on MeleMele Island. So I guess that's a special fishing spot that I'm going to have to look into. So, is this going to be the No, it's Yungoos. Okay. So I guess Makuhita is a lower chance than I thought for that one. But somehow I have a Hariyama. So, Hariyama's kind of a thing right now. I mean, if I wanted to and I was really desperate, I could technically do the breeding. But I guess we'll just have to come back to the Makuhita. And then everything else is kind of taking care of itself. So let me go fly to a Pokemon Center. Yeah, I guess like having the shiny Crabominable might look cool. I just like the non-shiny version more than the shiny version for that evolutionary line. And then the Rufflet into Braviary is going to be pretty annoying. That's a level 54 evolution. Like, what in the world? So now this is where we start getting into the more weird parts of this Let's Play kind of setup right here. So what I need to do is I need to find the boxes where all those other Pokemon are hiding. Cool. So these are the Pokemon that we need to level up. So we need to level up Rowlet, Rufflet. We also need to get Bagon leveled up, Tentacool. I don't know if I have a Poliwhirl, so I was going to do the Poliwag, just kind of like thinking ahead. And how do you get the... Is Wimpod just like a normal level up as well? Maybe it's Friendship. And then... Oh, right. I was going to go on the GTS. I was going to trade Drifloon for a Misdreavus, because those are like the version exclusives right there. So these are all the Pokemon that we're going to have to level up through the Pokemon Bank. And it would kind of help to have a Shelter, but while those guys are not level up through the Pokemon Bank, through the Pokepelago. So I could Pokepelago skip, get them to like level 30-ish, and then that should help. So yeah, let's go and do a Pokepelago skip. So this is like a weird feeling kind of Let's Play Pokedex filling thing, because I'm doing all kinds of different things. I'm using the GTS. I'm taking Pokemon that I've randomly gotten off those Wonder Trade. Like, while I was Wonder Trading all those Dittos, it did help me fill up the Pokedex, and did give me some trade fodder for the GTS to try to balance out with. And the only reason that Corsola is on the MeleMele Island is because there's a special fishing spot that I think has like a 10% chance or something. So that's something to investigate. But also, Isle of Beans. Yeah, if we had some Pokemon that would come in on the Isle of Beans, that could help out. But since we're going to be doing the Pokepelago skip, we might as well catch these Pokemon right here. And then there's a chance we could get Misdreavus or the Rufflet or whatever. Isn't it only if you're on like specific islands though that you can encounter specific Pokemon? Well, I guess since I'm doing this from MeleMele Island, it doesn't really matter too much. So let's go and catch the Spearow, the Wingull, set up for the Pokepelago skip, do our successful Pokepelago skip. That'll give us some levels, which means some of these Pokemon should be ready to evolve. Then what we'll do is we'll hunt down the Shelter and the Barboach, and then Cottony. I just don't have a Cottony. And I think that might actually be version exclusive, so we'll get back to that one just in case. Yeah, that has to be version exclusive, because I think Petalil and Lilligant are the Moon version, and Sun version is going to be the Cottony. Yeah, I didn't fully do all of my research for this video, but overall, Pokepelago skip, let's go and get that done while we're at it. Alright, so I'm going to be changing my current date and current time to do the Pokepelago skip. All you have to do, it's not hard. You make it January 31st, 2017. You make it 23 hours, 59 minutes. As the minute ticks over, then that's going to make it to where everything on your Pokepelago automatically skips to being completed. And the reason why I'm saying this and the reason why I'm showing this is even today, or even the last couple days, or continuously, I have people telling me that the video is a lie and that it doesn't work, when I'm just going to show you guys it does work. It hasn't been patched. There hasn't been any fix to it. It's not a scam or anything. It still happens. So let's go and do that, and then we can Pelago skip. Also, I just kind of found like a lot of random Pokemon. Like, hey, maybe the level up will work for this Pokemon and kind of help out. Also, just because we get the level up doesn't mean that we're done. And we still have a lot of things to do, because then we have to pull them out. I guess we could go to the Icy Mountain, and then that's a way of leveling up our Crabrawler into Crabominable, while also picking up a little bit of extra free experience, which is going to help give our Pokemon levels. That way they can finally evolve, because they don't evolve while in the Pokepelago. Very fun stuff. And let's see if we get the, the Mandibuzz or something to kind of show up to the Isle of Beams. Same with the Misdreavus. That would be pretty hype if we ended up getting that. So as you can see right here, no Pokemon are playing, and they're all higher level. Since a lot of the Pokemon were already level 1 or low level, it did make it worth it. Let's see, Wimpod's ready to evolve. I didn't check all of the levels, like Bagon to Shelgon, but I think we're pretty close on a lot of these guys, which is going to be super helpful, so I'll pull out those guys. I could have done a path mission, and it looks like none of the Pokemon... Oh, a Lapras. I think I've already caught a Lapras, but it's very nice to have a Lapras, and it might settle down tomorrow. Okay, so I don't think we need to do any more skips right now. I need to pull out those Pokemon, get them into a position to be leveled, and I think that's going to be pretty good for this part of the video right here. But yeah, Pokepelago skip still works out. Holy crap, that actually worked. Somehow, I traded Persian for a Slowking. I didn't think that the Persian would be that desired, and then someone just have a Slowking to go and slap around, and there we go. Alright, so I guess it saves me a King's Rock, which is probably one of the best things about it. I'm also considering trading the Slowking for a Weavile. That way I could save my Razor Claw, but also, since I've been using the Sneasel for a lot of catching Pokemon, probably evolving that into a Weavile would just be helpful overall. And I think I have a competitive Weavile in... I thought I had a competitive Weavile in my game, so maybe I actually do already have that added in my Pokedex, and I just haven't been... Yeah, I think I might have even used that at one point recently. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, I just came to check. I was like, okay, I'm gonna pull out the Persian, because there's no way that trade is going through, and I'm gonna go and put in a Drifloon. That way I can get the Misdreavus. So Sassy Drifloon, actually pretty bad, because you don't want that Unburden getting in the way, but it does have Unburden, which is pretty nice stuff right there. So then Misdreavus. Pretty sure I've at least seen that Pokemon. Oh, I haven't seen Misdreavus. Right, it's completely not there in the Pokedex, which is why we need to go and search it anyways. Okay, I'm still a little shocked. It's oh, the Pokemon has been traded. Wait, you mean my Persian? Huh. So yeah, for those trade Pokemon, this is gonna be a way of doing it. But I feel like it's a little bit, of min-maxing right now. That if I can just kind of have a Pokemon on the GTS while I'm out searching for some other ones, and then doing Pokepelago skip and whatnot. That's how you spell Misdreavus, right? Okay, cool. And then gender any, level any. Boom. Awesome. So that's going to be good for the Pokedex right there. And then all of the other Pokemon are actually in a perfect range to level up as well. That I have the Rowlet and the Litten at level 32, which means they evolve at level 33, and then they evolve at level 34. So those are going to be some nice level ups right there. I'm going to have to do it in a couple of batches, though. But then, what we can do is we can get our Barboach, and then do them in the second batch. And I think that'll be everything except for the Corsola. And the Mandibuzz, Vullaby, and Braviary. Like, those guys are just going to be brutal all the way. That actually makes me think I might want to put my Rufflet into the party right now. Just kind of give it that passive experience. Or at least put it into the Pokepelago. That way the next time I do a Pokepelago skip, it can gain a lot of experience. Just level 54? Are you kidding me, game? Come on. So, I want the Ghastly. I can do the Ghastly whenever. Then we can go and put the Rufflet in right here. So this is going to be like first batch for level ups. And then this will be second batch for level ups down here. I just have some other Pokemon. Like, I know I'm going to need the Hakamo-o and the Komo-o at some point. And I think that's it. So now we can go and fly out to, like, Pony Islands or something and get some experience that way. The problem is, like, my Lunala is really strong, so it kind of makes it a little more challenging to do an Elite Four run. But the Elite Four will give me experience faster, so we'll see. We might as well just do it. We can, like, get the Elite Four run and then throw and then have all of our Pokemon die. I just don't know if that's going to be slower than doing a couple of wild and Pokemon encounters, but it's still probably going to be faster in the end, and I pick up some money. So I'll just skip ahead to that part as well. Yeah, I hope you guys are okay with that. Leave a comment down below. Still liking the series if you're liking the way I'm doing it, because in the last one, I had a lot of exposition to go through. I was kind of explaining, hey, this is what I'm going to do. It was a lot of wild Pokemon encounters at the same time, but right now it's just like a lot of dialogue and stuff. Like, cool, showing a Pokemon evolution screen really isn't that exciting overall, and then just kind of like waiting for the GTS to go through and then showing the GTS animation and stuff, and then Pokepelago skip. Like, it wasn't that exciting for all these level ups, because it was mostly, I have the Pokemon, I just need to get their evolutionary forms instead of going out and hunting them down. I am certainly not looking forward to the Barboach and the Shelter, though. Like, I know Shelter's just Waterstone and Cloyster, so that's going to be pretty quick right there. I wonder if I can do the Cottony trade for like Petalil or my Lilligant for Cottony. I think people will scoop up the Lilligant for Cottony for sure. So I think with a couple more trades and then the overall leveling, we should be pretty good. Yeah, I think we'll be able to get this done in like a full episode. So like 30-minute episode is where I'm guessing this might land. But then that means in 2 days I was able to do like 50% of the MeleMele decks, which is pretty nice. And I'm down for that. So yeah, we're gonna see if we can just get a lot of experience right now through the Elite Four. I'm not a big fan of the Elite Four, honestly. Ever since I discovered the Beware method, it's like, oh, this is some pretty neat stuff right here. And I don't know how I got the Hariyama and not a Makuhito. And I've seen so many Makuhitos. Also, I need to like double look up just to make sure. Like, I know it's that Pokemon charges you can be a Makuhito. I thought it was like 70% chance, but I guess it's 30%, and then the other one's 70%. So Makuhita the Hariyama gives good experience. Good, level 33. That's Litten. Oh, crap, overlevel. Oh, okay. So a little too much experience right there. Level 34 on the Litten Rowlet. Everyone else, though, gets a level up. And this is why I'm going to have to do like a lot of cuts, because you guys don't want to watch 4 Pokemon level up. And then, yeah, see, I think the Elite Four might have been a waste looking at it, because if I was in the wild, the battle would end, and then I gain the experience and the Pokemon would evolve. But now with this, I have to go into the other Elite Four battle, and now they're over leveling, so it's going to take even longer for those extra levels to come in. But at least Rufflet, who needs a lot of experience, is kind of getting some bulk experience. I should honestly have thrown the lucky. I botched this part super hard, so yeah, I'll see you guys in like 10 minutes now after I'm trying to make up for my mistakes. Okay, so this is a breakdown of what we have right now. We have Torracat, Dartrix, Tentacruel, Shelgon, Spidgey. Oh, never mind. Oh, nice. This one's actually going to be pretty massive right here. So I went to the mountain, I got Crabrawler level, and then we're also going to be getting Haunter, Crabominable, and the Golisopod in the same run, which means it's just Mankey, leveling up the Barboach, and then also just having, like, Rufflet do its thing. So we're getting close, guys. Also, I'm going to update the top right Pokedex thing, since now it's going to be pretty relevant since we've caught most of the Pokemon at this point. Okay, even though Crabominable looks like one of those colorful tennis balls you get for your dog, I will say that having the full shiny evolutionary line looks pretty dope in the Pokedex. Okay, I'm back on the GTS, and you guys ain't gonna believe this. So, First off, it helps if you correctly spell the Pokemon. I realized I misspelled Misdreavus. I thought it was O-U-S and not just U-S. But I evolved my Petalil into a Lilligant, that way I could help complete the dex. This guy wants a Petalil for his Cottonee. I do not have any more Petalil. But in the craziest twist ever, there's a guy that's giving up a Cottonee for a Slowking. So that Slowking that we received earlier, if I could actually find where it is. What? I thought we received a Slowking. Oh, I guess it... Oh, no. Don't tell me that I don't have the requirements for this Slowking. Is it a specific level? I wasn't paying attention. I just saw Slowking. I was like, no way. I gotta record this. Oh, it has to be male. Has to be a male Slowking. And of all the Slowking I got on my GTS for Persian, apparently it was female, so it doesn't count. Never mind. I thought we had a break right now. Delphox, Magnezone, 91 or higher. Dang. Palossand, Slowbro, Venusaur, Cottonee. Okay. So I guess we go out and catch a Petalil real quick and hope that it's still up, because no one else is being nice on the GTS. And I threw out my Lilligant, that way I could try to get the... Oh, Lilligant is up for a Cottonee right now. Sure. Things are just weird. Also, I had better plans in my head. You know, I was like, I flip on the GTS, Drifloon traded for the Misdreavus, but I checked Misdreavus, and everyone wants some weird Pokemon from the Misdreavus that I don't have. Yeah, I'll get, you know, your level whatever Misdreavus. That's going to totally be worth, you know, a level 91 Palossand. Like, people wanted one of those or whatever. So now we can see that if we get the Makuhita, at least we won't be fully trolled, but it's going to be a Meowth. Actually, that means I got an encounter, like, 1 frame before that Pokemon charged me down, because I thought it was only Yungoos and Makuhita, and Makuhita is the 30% chance encounter. So... Are we going to get, like, an instant Yeah, I was about to say, are we going to get an instant encounter? Okay, there we go. Now if we get the Makuhita, that would be just a little better. Nope, it's Yungoos again. Okay, so we've kind of hit just a little bit of a snag with this one at this point. Just, I wanted to complete the dex. I wanted to complete the MeleMele dex, but we're still just, like, ever so slightly off right now. And there's ever so much stupidity that's getting in our way. So I'll have to check the Makuhita again. But now we can go to the meadow and catch a Petalil. Hopefully the Cottonee is still up for trade. If not, I'll just put up my Cottonee for, like, and watch the Lilligant actually trade for the Cottonee by the time I catch this Petalil and whatnot. Well, if that happens, I can put up the Drifloon, and then we can complete the trade. I'm trying to figure out where I need to go, because going to Seaward Cave, might as well go to Seaward Cave if we're also MeleMele Meadow, and then that means we can try for the Makuhita again. So now it's just kind of getting twisted and annoying. And it's a Cutifly. Cool. I don't want to keep pausing and cutting the recording though. And I don't think I saw any, like, questions. I asked you guys, hey, drop a question, that way I can have something to talk about for the next part of the series. But no, I didn't get too many questions, mostly because I probably say everything that people usually ask me in stream and stuff. Really? The Oricorio? I thought that was, like, lower odds to encounter. And I'm pretty sure Petalil is the meadow, right? That you find Oricorio and Cottonee or Petalil in all of the meadows, I believe. So, if I don't get it on this encounter, I'm just going to double check. But also, look at the top right corner. It looks so nice having all the Pokemon filled in. It's so saturated and bright. And good, there's a Petalil. Nice. We're working up, guys. We almost got this one. And then we can make our way to Seaward Cave, and things would be pretty cool right there. So, quick ball, quick little capture. We have the Rufflet, and Rufflet has the Lucky Egg now, so gaining slight amounts of experience off of this, and maybe Mankey will level up at some point, give us the Primate. Everything else looks pretty solid. So I guess, yeah, and since it takes some time to get onto the GTS, I'll go and, like, switch those things around. Of course, I knew it was gonna happen. The Pokemon I deposited was traded. So there goes the Lilligant, and hello, Cottonee. Cool. Well, I guess, I mean, I don't think I have any spare Drifloon to give away for the Misdreavus. So I guess if I try to spell Misdreavus properly, then I can give away the Drifloon that time. So we can also do our Haunter trade right now. So we'll get the Haunter, we'll catch the Barboach, we'll do some other things, we'll get the Shelter, catch the Makuhita, and then everything else levels up. And I think it's just Volibee, Mandibuzz, and the Corsola, and I think that means we have everything for the MeleMele Dex except for 3 at that point. So I think that's gonna work. And then let's just hope there's some nice people on the GTS today. So there's our Haunter. Haunter for Haunter options. Just turn off whatever legendary BS people want, because people know that their Haunter's worth something. Because you know, getting Gengar is pretty dope. Wait, this guy wants a level 51 to 60 Machoke. No, just do any. Come on. Charizard, Porygon 2, Girder, Lopunny, Coughing, Girder, Kabuto, Kadabra. Is that? Oh, level 51 Kadabra. Okay, cool. I don't... Okay, wait, a level 11 through 20 Haunter. You are mean, come on. I don't... Oh, everyone's trolling with their Haunters and doing stupid things. A lot of people are offering a Haunter, though, because I guess, you know, there's just like this crazy GTS currency going on that, you know, if you know what people want, and then you can kind of offer whatever you want. I don't think many of these people would be successful, but why don't people just Haunter for Haunter? Come on. Yep, and that's the end of it. And everyone just wants like level 1 to 10 Haunters. Or Porygon. I don't want to give up Porygon 2 for that. Like, I have a spare Porygon 2 that would fall under the any. Oh, Golduck. Wait, what was that? Level 11 through 20. So, everyone... Oh, Torcat? No, I just evolved mine. Yeah, I don't think there's going to be a way I can cheese this one. I think everyone's just being a jerk right now. Oh, that deflated my hype. I was like, yo, I can do this. It'll be great. No. Wait, never mind. I just saw the Haunter for Shelgon. I went through again just to make sure. And, okay, just like with the Slowking lining up almost, it's like, okay, who's gonna want this random Pokemon that I literally just obtained today for completing the MeleMele Dex out of the blue? Apparently someone wants a Shelgon. There you go. You can have it. I'll take your Haunter. That will become a Gengar, and yeah. Okay, so then that actually makes things better. We can put up Drifloon. And I feel like I want to trade Braviary for Mandibuzz and then try to find a different way of getting the Volibee. Because Braviary is going to be annoying anyway. So yeah, we still have some leveling up to do. And some extra evolutions. But at least the Haunter is going to evolve. And that's pretty cool right there. And the moment of truth. So Seaward Cave has this right here. And if you're fishing a normal... Oh, I'm dumb and I reeled in too fast. Okay, so this is going to be fairly tedious right here. I have to like kind of leave and enter the area because I think Barboach only a 1% encounter unless you fish the special fishing spot in Seaward Cave. Then I think it actually goes up to like 50%. So a bit more forgiving than some of the other ones. And Shelter I think is a 20%. So it's not the worst thing that could happen. And unless I get too jumpy, we should be good right here. So yeah, I forgot we're fishing and not just mashing A like I've been doing through everything else. And we obtain a Pearl. We obtain a Pearl. That would have been pretty funny if we got... You can't get bottle caps in MeleMele, I don't think so. So, I thought it would have been fun if we got like a super rare or awesome item. But overall, this is now my life. So we get to reset those while we wait for the Drifloon. And I feel like I just keep repeating myself at this point. It's like, here's the plan. Evolve one Pokemon. Okay, so here's my plan again. Because I need to keep telling myself the plan since this is driving me insane right now. But, there we go. And... please be the Pokemon I want. Yeah. Bo. I don't even know why I saw Barboach. I was like, yeah, boy. And then I saw Barboach. I was like, whatever. We can catch it. And it's only level 15. So he's got some, like, leveling to do. Quick Ball should be GG easy right there. If the Quick Ball fails, we're kind of screwed. Because I didn't bring my Weavile. But capture... rates are still pretty good. I was also thinking maybe I should just like trade the Cloyster for the Corsola and then done just like that. And then Barboach registered. So level 30 is when this one evolves, which means we just go to Pony Island and it shouldn't take too long from there while we're trying to get our Rufflet leveled up. That actually, since that's going to be like a larger experience jump, that actually might be something that's worth it for the Elite Four. Okay, so we have this, and now I need to find out where the special fishing spot for the shelter is. So I'm pretty sure we just hop down all these. We bust through this right here, right? Or not? I think this is something completely different. Yeah, I guess there was something there that Yeah, you just run over here. Okay. I don't come down here too often. And then that takes us outside. And then we get to have a fun little search for the special fishing spot, which is actually right there. I have repellent. That way it can go just a little faster. Hey. Oh, I ran. No, never mind. It's not going to work. I ran up to it because I didn't know if we were in range. Okay, that's actually... Okay, the shelter seems pretty nice and forgiving. Kind of like going for the Delmas. So hopefully we hit that 1 in 20 right now, but it seems like it could take a little longer than that. Except when nothing seems to be biting. Cool. What are the odds of that? Nothing seems to be biting. Don't do this to me, game. I've almost got the MeleMele Dex. I'm doing what you want me to do by completing the Pokedex, and you're giving me trouble? Oh god, it's a shelter, thank you. Never mind, take it back, game. Keep being cool like that. Keep being cool. So we get the low odds for, like, I think that's the first thing that's kind of gone right in this playthrough. Or at least as expected. So quick ball the shelter. Fly to Route 2. Try again for the Makuhita. Check the GTS. And then MeleMele C is also where the Corsola is if we want to go for that. So Shelter does get caught. Nice. And then Shelter's Waterstone. So that's pretty much done right there. Misdreavus is a Duskstone, I believe. So that's going to be a little more. We have our Gengar. So yeah, it's just a very few amount of Pokemon. We're 91% done with the MeleMele Dex, which feels pretty awesome right now. So, cool. Let's go swing around over to Route 2 and see if we... Like, if we get the Makuhita on top of that, that would just be pretty awesome. And while we're at the Pokemon Center, I can do that. So, yeah, this is where, like, okay, I would say that the episode is pretty much over because I've told you guys my plans so much, and it's boiled down to being a pretty simple plan at this point. But if you want to stick through to the end for the full completion, then you can go ahead and do that. I just can't promise you if it's going to be all that exciting. So these guys just need experience for level up. Looking at the other things, like, I think that's it. We already, somehow, you know, we got Hariyama before we got the Makuhita. And then just Volibee. Because I think with Volibee and Manabuzz and the version exclusives, that if you do the Pokepelago, it kind of bypasses that, right? And you can sometimes get the version exclusives. At least that's what I thought. I don't remember. And whenever I get a Pokemon that appears, I usually don't ever catch it. So that's gonna be something. And also, if I'm a little fancy right now, what we could do, get that Pokemon almost up on us, go to the Festival Plaza, check for the Misdreavus, and then we can trade the Misdreavus and then have our Makuhita get caught just like that. You know, I like to think one step beyond. Also, it'll save our game. So technically, it'll save our game inside of a soft reset, and then we get a slight little bit of min-max going on. Yeah, let's try that one out. Nice, and the Pokemon I deposited was traded. So that's everything except for the Braviary. And like I said, I think I'll try to do Braviary for Manabuzz. And then I could breed for a Volibee. That'd be interesting if we start, like, incorporating... Like, I could incorporate breeding for the Makuhita and the Hariyama. But the thing is, like, Manabuzz, why level 54, game? Why are you killing me like that? You know, it's just taking so long. So that's Misdreavus. Good and registered. Actually, if the game saves before the GTS... Oh, no, it saved right there. I was about to say, I'm like, oh, maybe I shouldn't soft reset after. So we're all good. Quit the GTS. Leave the Festival Plaza, get a Makuhita, and then evolve, and that should be, like, done. Just like that. Corsola seems to be the only obstacle by that point. It's a young goose. Wait. We just soft reset it. Yay! And I think the soft reset kind of works like Wimpod. It's going to be in the middle of its track. So it'll keep coming at us, and we can hopefully get that Makuhita because of it. Come on. I just want to, like... We've tried several times with Makuhita at this point. So I might as well just give it to you guys. Come on. Show me that 1 in 3. Show me the 1 in 3. There it is. Alright, Makuhita. I feel alive right now. I am awake. It's a breath of fresh air to have all of this cool stuff happening. Let's not kill it, please. Even though, who am I talking to? Yeah, please don't kill it me. That would be pretty nice. I guess Shelter has a chance of getting a Pearl. because I just saw that. Oh, nice. Crit capture. I was about to say, I saw like the crazy shake and air. I was like, all right, we crit captured. Cool. And because of the search for rare treasure, I think we should have the dusk stone and several water stones. I'd be really mad if we didn't have a dusk stone. I would just keep like I would just do the Pokepelago skip a few times while also leveling up some other Pokemon. It'd be nice to get the Braviary up for that one. So now we go into our items, and because of that GTS trade, we have the Misdreavus on us. So items, Duskstone should be. Oh no, we don't have. How do we not have a Duskstone? Is it obtainable in game? Okay, so I'm gonna go whip out a Waterstone now, and I'm gonna see where we can get a Duskstone, Waterstone. See, like I have 5 of those. I'm pretty sure that's how it works with Misdreavus. Actually, I should look up the Mismagius before I make a fool of myself. So, ignore me while I go and search this up. I'm like 99% sure, yeah, it's a Duskstone. That's kind of weird. Drifloon is just through level up, isn't it? And then the other one's going to be through a Duskstone. And I can go to the Cerebi, click on Duskstone, and in Pokemon Sun and Moon, Pony Wilds. Oh, I think I got mine from the Pony Wilds, and then I used it on Aegislash, which means, oh no, the only other way of getting it is going to be through the Pokepelago. I take it back! I didn't want to do the Pokepelago skip several more times, even though it will help with the other one. Okay, so Shelter at least, we got that. We got the Makuhita. So the Dex is looking probably very fantastic at this point. And I'll just jump ahead when I've got it, guys. Like we're here. Okay, so I tried something and it ended up working pretty well, I think. Oh, so let's get the music playing in the background. So unfortunately, the music wasn't playing in the background for most of this video, which is kind of unfortunate because I like having that background music, since having just like emptiness in the background is weird for me with my videos. And hey, that actually worked too well. So my thought was, wait a second, I can have the Pokemon that I want to get the most experience be lead in the party, and I can throw a Quick Ball, catch the wild Pokemon, and then get a higher experience gain than if it was getting the EXP share with the other party Pokemon. So that actually worked out pretty well, and that means we're going to get Primate, as well as the Wish Cache right now. And I was in the Pokepelago doing the Pokepelago skip for the Duskstone, so I was actually able to get the Rufflet up to level 54, and I think I'm just going to go and use a rare candy on it. That way I can get the Braviary just like that, which means Braviary's done. I have Cloyster on the GTS for Corsola, and I guess this will be like the next last update, because then I'll just go and show you guys like hatching a Vullaby or something. I think that's all I need to do at this point, because yeah, trading Braviary for Mandibuzz hopefully shouldn't be too difficult, and then everything else should kind of just fall into place pretty nicely. And I think that's it. I think with this hatch, we should have the MeleMele Dex complete. Awesome. Awesome stuff right there. Please, I want to see that 100% more than anything right now. So there's the Vullaby. There's the Mandibuzz. We pulled some voodoo. We made all the cool stuff happen. And I knew today's episode was going to be long, but 100% on the MeleMele Dex. There we go. Yeah, that took a couple hours, because when I was doing one of the Pokepelago resets, like the game had already progressed like an hour and a half. Oh, hiccup. I'm not editing this video. I am too done to edit this video. So yeah, this took several hours, and then it took several more hours to do the first part of this one. I knew this one was going to take a lot longer because the first episode was like just over 20 minutes. I only did like a third of the Pokemon I needed to do. That I just went and did it all. So one last big ol' look at the completed Pokedex. Oh, nice. You actually get like a nice little crown next to it. See? I don't know these things because I don't max out my Pokemon. Let's go and like even make this huge, blown up, big. There we go, guys. The hype is real. I think we're a little more than 1/4 of the way there because of the way that the other ones are, but we have the full MeleMele Dex completed. Hope you guys enjoy the video. We will continue this series. We will start working on the other islands, and then things will be awesome from there. So you guys enjoy the video. Hope you all have a nice day. Thank you very much for watching.